Hey good people, Batavia here. We're going to do a front yard garden tour with summer plants in. Okie doke, so quick housekeeping items. Thank you to those who like, watch, comment, share, subscribe to Be Better Garden. We appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, consider it. There's a button below. And if you do, hit the notification bell so you're alerted each time I share more #GardenJoy. Let's dig in. Alright, so we have 8 garden beds in the front yard that we're growing food in. Of those 8, 6 of them are planted. So this is where I planted spring things. You can see the spinach took off if you watched the last video back in April. Oh, by the way, we're at the end of May. I'm in Chicago and zone 6. And this is the first time I've actually planted spring things that really grew. So spinach, this is Giant Noble, this is Bloomsdale, and both are bolting. So this was planted back on like April the 5th. So we're at the end of May. So it did well, but it definitely is showing signs of bolting. We've had a lot of fluctuation in our temps. Today it's pretty cool. We've gotten closer to 90 for some days. But what I'm really excited about is finally flowers on these snow peas. So these were planted back in March. So these are looking good. They're climbing. These are green peas that are climbing. I didn't plant them so densely. That wasn't intentional. It looks like it just didn't happen. And so then I have on the other end more snow peas that were planted a little bit later. So I'm going to end up harvesting this spinach because we know how spinach does. It's like 2 servings for an individual person. And I'm not sure what I'm going to plant in this bed just yet, but we shall see. Stay tuned. Next up, we still have bed number 2 here, and we're doing peppers and melons in this bed, and then we have a sunflower in the center. So excited about that. All right, so we try to do sweet peppers on this side. I have and they're all super small, and I know they all look the same, but just so you can know what I'm growing this year: habanada, chocolate bell, I think it's Corna de Tora, forgive me if that's not the pronunciation, King of the North bell pepper. This is a lemon queen sunflower, dill that volunteered. I have a tame jalapeno. I love the flavor of jalapenos. Giant Marconi. I think it's Doug Espionage. I know I'm butchering that. So I started all of these indoors, had a lot of trouble with aphids. I started them 2 weeks earlier than I did with my peppers last year, and they're just so much smaller. So I did buy sweet banana peppers, because I really enjoy this pepper, and mine did make it out of the grow room. I do have some radishes that I just tucked in here. I've been pulling a couple of them, and so I planted the sweet banana pepper really close to it because I know that these won't be in here long. We have tomatoes up front in addition to the cage baby in the backyard. This is a green zebra, which is one of my faves. It did well on the other side of the trellis last year. No squirrel damage, knock on garden wood. So we're hopeful this year. And then we're going to do along this line, we're going to direct sow some melons. On this end here, let's see if I can get around. Wire to distract and deter the cats. So this is a honeydew melon that's down there. I started that inside, and then that is a orange tender watermelon. Real quick, brand new, I don't even know if I want to call it a bed. So it's like 1 by 8. So these are sunflowers, which I'm super excited about, and these should get pretty tall. And then I have confetti peppers on either end, kind of tucked in. I may tuck some other things in because I did work up the soil. So I think that it's going to do fine growing, but we'll see. Okie doke. So you can see I use painter's tape. I used that when I started the seeds indoors to label things, label the actual growing pot. And I thought when I came out I'd do that at least to start, versus using kind of like the sticks that I did here. So these are more peppers. these are more of hot peppers versus the other bed was supposed to be sweet peppers. So I'm trying Sugar Red. One of my garden pals sent me these seeds, and so this is supposed to be a spicy red pepper. These are all jalapenos. These all I started indoors. So everything besides the banana peppers, or peppers, I started indoors. And the size varies. So I have about 6 or 8 plants of jalapenos. One more sunflower, because why not? And then I have long Thai, lemon drop, which takes a long time to grow, and it's coming out pretty small, so we'll see. Purple Apache, with another garden buddy, actually created this variety, so super excited to see what that looks like and tastes like. Poblano, this is where I may actually buy a transplant, because this one is it struggled. I had so much trouble with aphids when I was in the grow room in my basement, and I really think it's stunted the growth of some of these plants, but that's just my theory. All right, Cajun Bell, another gardener sent me these seeds as well. Paprika, same thing, somebody gifted me those seeds. This is a surprise. You can see down here, I didn't label it, or at some point it lost the label, so I'm not sure what it is, but the plant looks so good, I said let me plant it. One more tame jalapeno because I had some more left. Then on the end we have Moons and Stars watermelons. So these 2 watermelons on either end of the bed are supposed to get to full size. I enjoy melons, watermelons in particular, so I'm giving it a try. I don't know if I have enough hot growing days for it, and since I'm growing vertically, it's going to be a challenge based on the size of the melons potentially. So I have a couple ideas. We'll see how it goes, but I'm still excited about it all. And I'm looking at the tags on the other side. I think this is Mango Melon, 1 plant, 2 plant, which was one of my favorites from last season. Oh, I think this is Honeydew, and Cantaloupe, which was again kind of small. And then I have a cucumber plant here. I am kind of on the other side going to sow some melon seeds. I wanted to try to do kind of a first planting of these, and then a couple of weeks later plant some direct from seed. So that is this bed, looking good. I still haven't mulched any of these beds, so that's still something I have to do. So a new bed in the garden is this one here, super duper narrow. Built it out last year, didn't plant in it. I think that this is probably going to be better performing in the summer. We do have radishes, a couple of varieties that have done pretty well, but we have the Paris Island lettuce behind it, and then it is supposed to be chard behind it. But I think that with the porch and basically where the sun is, kind of how high the sun's getting at this time of year, it just wasn't enough sun for these things. But I think it'll probably do better in the summer, so we'll see. We'll let these things grow and probably plant something else in that back row. All right, last 4 beds. These are the round beds. These are just fire pits. I got them from, I think, Menards, which is similar to Home Depot or Lowe's. This one's not planted out yet. This one has eggplant, Ichiban. I purchased 1 starter plant, and it basically had 2 plants inside, which is a bonus. And I'm probably going to just tuck in a couple of things that are smaller along the rim of this. The Russian kale that I sowed last year it came back, and I'll see if I can find a picture of it, with a vengeance. It's basically bolted, flowered, and now it's producing seeds. You can see all these seed pods. I was very tempted to pull this, but I decided to leave it, and I kind of have it tied up because I want to see how long it takes to get to the point of mature seed pods and then saving seeds. So there's some other things that I've saved seeds on, but things like, these brassicas I've not done yet, and I want to get an idea of the timing. So next up is a bed that's not planted, but I had some volunteer cilantro, and stay tuned on what's going in this bed. Over here, it's not just dirt, it is something growing. So I did potatoes up here, and this is a huckleberry gold or yellow flesh, and then purple skin. And so I basically emptied this bed, I don't know, maybe about 50-60%, and my intention is, as the potatoes grow, I have the soil over here, and I'm just going to basically mound those potatoes over time. So yeah. Okay, doke, so that's what I have. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to drop them below. And I shall see you all in the next one.